Alright, so today's video is going to be just a little bit different. We don't have a clip or any audio that we're going to react to today, but we are going to sit here and look at a tweet, or a series of tweets, I guess, is a more accurate description of this video. We're going to look at a series of exchanges that my favorite, absolute favorite, totally don't fucking hate him with every ounce of my being streamer, Destiny. A series of tweets from Destiny showing that, once again, he still has failed to learn what the definition of genocide is, and he does not understand that there is an active genocide going on against the Palestinian people right now. So there's one tweet in particular that prompted me to make this video, and we are going to look at that tweet, but we're going to start at the beginning, at least what I think is the beginning. So where does this all start? On February 7th, Destiny tweeted out, or responded, I should say. He responded to an account with a name that I'm not going to try to pronounce because I know I'm going to fucking butcher it. It's not muddy waters in Palestine. It's a bloody genocide being committed upon Palestinians. Israel was literally founded on war and terrorism while there was already people in the land. 75 years later, they're still oppressing those same people. I don't know if that's the whole tweet. I don't have this one pulled up. But they're right. And Destiny quote tweeted it and said if Israel wanted to genocide Palestinians, then they would only exist in history books, which is extremely fucked up on many different levels to tweet something like this out and also keep it up. But we're gonna get into the nitty gritty here after we look at all the tweets. But I feel like this response right here is probably it hits the nail on the head perfectly. One of the best responses. It's also a little funny. If Hitler committed genocide against the Jews, then why are there still Jews alive, huh? Checkmate liberals, Destiny 2024. Absolutely fucking love this tweet. Literally one of the best tweets that I have ever seen in my life, because that's, exactly what Destiny's position seems to be, which is, ludicrous. And someone responded and quote tweeted Destiny's tweet there, none other than Mehdi Hassan. Mehdi Hassan tweeted and said, per this argument, China isn't guilty of genocide in Xinjiang because Uyghurs still exist. Same with Russia and Ukraine. And he's saying that, China's not guilty of a genocide against the Uyghur Muslims, which have been, I don't even have numbers, but so many Uyghur Muslims have been killed. They have or murdered, I should say. Huge internment camps. Really fucked up shit that I have covered here on the channel before. And Mehdi, again, much like with that other individual that responded, 100% hits the nail on the head right here. Okay, 100%. If what's going on if what's going on to the Palestinian people is not a genocide, then what is a genocide, right? What is a genocide? But again, we're going to get into this stuff in just a minute. And Destiny quote tweeted Mehdi Hassan's tweet. He responded by saying, China is guilty of genocide because they are intentionally trying to eliminate a group of people, and it shows. There is no evidence. There's no evidence of Israel doing this to Palestinians today. Death tolls in an active war don't count. Did you know that? Did you guys know that? That doesn't count. Someone responded to this fucking god-awful tweet here, this god-awful response, and says, since when does death toll in an active war not count? And Destiny responded, and this is the tweet. This is the tweet that made me want to make this video. This was tweeted out 3 days ago now. It's the 11th today. This was tweeted out 3 days ago, and I wanted to make the video then, but there's been a lot of stuff in my personal life that's been preventing me from being able to make content. He puts 4 question marks. 4 question marks. So he's probably sitting there mouth agape reading this tweet. 4 question marks at the beginning of the tweet. Going to war is not genocide. People die in war. That doesn't make it genocide. Civilians die in war. That doesn't make it genocide. Even if you commit war crimes and target civilians, that's not genocide. I mean, here's the thing. We're going to go back, through all of this here in a second. We're going to look at numbers and we're going to examine all this shit. Personally, this is me personally. This is really what I think. I don't know how anybody that calls themselves a progressive or a leftist or whatever you want to label yourself, you cannot support this guy and call yourself a progressive, in my opinion. You just can't. This is like what I would see, like if Ben Shapiro tweeted this out. I mean, I'm not surprised Destiny tweeted this out, but like this is like something like I would see like Ben Shapiro tweet out. Like if this was a Ben Shapiro tweet, I'd be like, oh yeah, Ben Shapiro being Ben Shapiro. But it's not. It's Destiny, the self-proclaimed omni-liberal. I mean, this tweet is fucking wild for so many different reasons. Um, I mean, but he says here, it doesn't make it genocide just because it's an active war. I I then what makes it a genocide then? Because there's a huge power imbalance between the IDF, which is funded by not entirely but large in part by the U.S. We've sent them so much money in aid and also other things too, not just money. But the power imbalance between Hamas and the IDF is you can't ignore that fact. You can't ignore that fact, and the reason the biggest thing for me right now, seriously, is like Destiny says this bullshit. He wants to say this shit, dog. You can't do a genocide of millions of people overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't. I mean, unless they were just gonna go in and fucking destroy the entire country and bomb it and fucking actually start a new fucking an actual world war. Fucking, you can't fucking a genocide does not happen overnight. It's not possible for something like this to just happen overnight. Destiny seriously thinks that it's not a genocide. He thinks that it's not a genocide because because there are still Palestinians alive. Because all 2 million people, all of the 2 million Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, all of the people living in this small area, they didn't all die in one big fucking. They didn't all get murdered by the IDF in one big giant fucking whatever. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is a tweet from someone that has never had and will never experience an actual real fucking problem. A real problem like the people in Palestine experienced. This man has never experienced a real problem in his entire life, okay? He's never experienced fucking an oppressive apartheid regime like what the fucking Israeli government is doing to the Palestinian people, and this fucking rhetoric shows that 100%, that he does not get it. He does not understand it. This is a Al Jazeera article from just yesterday. At least 28,064 people have been killed and 67,611 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. The death toll in Israel from October 7th Hamas attacks stands at 1,139. Another thing, and I've been having trouble finding out these numbers specifically, so this is from a month ago, literally 1 month ago. 10,000 children in 10,000 Palestinian children have been killed by Israeli airstrikes and ground operations in Gaza since October 7th, and it's probably more than 10,000. I know it's more than 10,000. I was having trouble finding an exact number, and I don't want to spread information that's incorrect. But that brings me to my next point here, where half of Gaza's population is literally under 18. They are fucking not even adults. So what does that tell you? Okay, what does that tell you? Also, something that happened just yesterday, which I thought I had an article pulled up about it. Okay, I don't have articles, but I have the thing. Just very recently, Netanyahu and the Israeli apartheid regime has told Palestinians that they need to go toward Rafah. Okay, it's a Palestinian city in southern Gaza, and the population before this ongoing genocide was 171,889, and this is the size of Rafah. It's about 58.3 square miles. So it's not super big. It's not super big, but I found a TikTok here. I found a TikTok from a creator that I've never heard of before. I don't know who they are, but it's a TikTok explaining pretty well what Israel has been doing to the Palestinian people and how it is absolutely an ongoing genocide. And this is something that's happened before. They tell them, they keep pushing the Palestinians into these areas. They keep pushing more and more people into an area that's, getting smaller and smaller. And I found a TikTok explaining this really, really well. So here is that TikTok.
So the city of San Francisco is almost 47 square miles, right? And we all know how crowded San Francisco is. There's over 800,000 people that live there. So the city of Rafah in the G Strip is just a bit bigger at 58 square miles. Rafah's original population before everything started was around 172,000 people. A lot. Over the last 4 months, it has swelled to the amount of 1.4 million people because the IZGov and the IOF have forced everyone in the G Strip to move down to this tiny, tiny area of land. Now, Netanyahu has ordered an evacuation, a ground operation, a siege of this area. Where are they supposed to go? Where are you evacuating them to? It is so clear that this has nothing to do with hostages. This has nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with protecting your people. It has everything to do with that tiny strip of land and completely moving all of the people that are on it out of it. And how that's not blatantly obvious to anyone and everyone blows my mind. One of my favorite things that I keep seeing from Netanyahu is that we're supposed to be eradicating the H group. That's what this is all about. But nobody's been caught. None of their objectives have been achieved, aside from obliterating an entire civilization society, unaliving thousands upon thousands of people, and moving them all down to one tiny area to complete the most amount of damage possible. This is a G-side. If you have a problem with that, you can take it up with the legal fucking definition of it. Doesn't matter about the amount of people that have been unalived. It is committed with the end.
Well, according to Destiny, there's only about 10 seconds left here, but according to Destiny, that's the only thing that matters when it comes to defining what an actual genocide is. That number, the number of people that have been murdered by the apartheid regime, the IDF, that's what matters.
To destroy a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group in whole or in part. If you have this notion in your head that it has to be everybody, get that right out of your head. The IZGov is currently committing a G-side, and we are watching it.
Yeah, so that was a really, really great short little TikTok there that I stumbled across while I was pulling stuff up for this video. But, realistically, I'm about to end the video here. Again, I don't know how anybody, again, that calls themselves progressive, says that they stand for progressive values, can support someone like Destiny, support this man. He, in my opinion, is sort of like a Ben Shapiro type. You listen to him talk. He talks fast. He's got a lot of, surface level knowledge about stuff. He uses big words to sound smart. But if you really listen to Destiny talk, you get two things, right? If you really listen to Destiny talk, you hear two different things. You hear that he's either 100% fucking completely wrong about what he's talking about, batshit insanity, like completely wrong, or he's not really saying anything at all, right? That's how I feel about Ben Shapiro. That's how I feel about Destiny. I've been covering him, a little more lately since since the genocide has been happening against the Palestinian people, because he loves going online and telling people that this is not a genocide. Again, I don't know how anyone could support this guy. I keep saying the same thing over and over at this point, so that's where I'm going to leave this video. Guys, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications, and guys, go down into that comment section. Let me know what you thought of my coverage. Let me know what you thought of Destiny's tweets. Let me know what you thought of my video, and I will see you guys in the next one.